Hello my dear students, welcome back to my class. In the series of learning programming in C, in the previous video, we have discussed about continue statement with a programming example. In today's video, we will discuss about Goto statement. So those who are new to my channel, please subscribe to my channel and click on the bell icon so that you can get the notification of all the new videos. Watch the video till the end so that you can understand clearly. And if you like the video, please click on the like button and share the videos with your friends and family members. Goto statement. As the name itself tells you, as soon as the compiler encounters this goto statement, it is going to take the control to a particular block of statements. The name itself tells you go to. So here it can go to a label where the label associated statements gets executed, and that label would be at the beginning or would be at the ending. So we say it would be at the backward or forward. So backward statements or forward statements. So what actually this goto statement will do? It says it is a jump statement actually. So goto is called as jump statement because it is going to jump to a particular block of statement. We also call it as unconditional branching statement. Using goto, we can create a loop and we can also break a loop. Create a loop in the sense we use some looping control statements like for, while, do, while to repeat the execution of the statements. But using goto also, we can make the statements to be executed repeatedly. So when I say go to label, it will go to a particular block again and again and execute. Or when I say I am using that inside a loop, based on some condition, I can say go to some outer block where I can terminate the loop. So I can use this goto to repeat the statements as well as to break the loop also. So let us see the general form of this goto. So here you have some set of statements. Some set of statements would be there. Then a label, it is some name associated, user defined name, and a colon. Next to that, some statements will be there for execution. Then I say go to label. So it will go to this label. So as soon as the compiler encounters this go to followed with this label, the label associated statements gets executed. So what happens here? When I say go to label, the compiler will take the control to this label part and it will execute all these statements. Once again, as we have the sequential flow, once again this go to comes. Again I say go to label, it will go to this part and execute some statements. And here I may have some if condition which will make the control out of the statements. If some statement you don't execute this, execute the next part of the statements. Some condition has to be evaluated so that this go to label gets executed. So when go to label gets executed, control will be to this label and some statements gets executed. It may be above or it may be below. If it is above, means it is repeating the statements. If it is below, means it is skipping some statements. So for example, if I just have this label somewhere else here, I say label. So in the sequential flow, the statements will be executing. Just assume you don't have the label here. Some statements you have. Then immediately I say go to label based on the evaluation of some condition. When I say go to label, the statements that what I have here will be skipped. It will go to this part and execute those statements. So it may be a forward loop or a backward loop. If it is backward loop, means it is repeating something. If it is forward loop, it may skip some statements. So all these things will be clear to you when we get into some program. So let us see a programming example now. So here is a programming example for goto statement. A very simple program to understand goto program. So you have a variable by name n and the value 5 is initialized to it. In the sequential flow, the statement gets executed one by one. Well, you have the label, it gets executed. So let me write the output screen here. So in the output screen, the first output that what I'm going to get is I'm going to print the value of n. So n value is 5. Let me write the iterations here. Then the n value gets decreased, n becomes 4. Now check the condition. Is 4 greater than 0? Yes. Condition evaluated as true. Execute this immediate statement, which is Goto statement, followed with the label name loop. Label name can be anything. Here I have used as loop. Semicolon is there. As soon as the compiler encounters the statement go to loop, it will go backward wherever the label is defined. So here I have defined at the initial line itself. So according to the statement go to loop means it has to go backward and repeat the statements again. So go to loop means it will go to that label. Here I have the label and a colon I have to use. The label associated statements means these are the statements which has to be executed for this label. So go to loop means the control will be to this point. It will come to this point and this loop associated statements gets executed. So once again print the value of n. So what is the value of n? It is 4. Now decrease the value of n. It is 3. The next iteration, 3 greater than 0. Yes, again condition true. So execute this immediate statement go to loop. Once again go back. So backward loop. So backward loop means repetition. It is just working like loop statement itself. So I just gave the name as loop. You can give some other name also, no issues with that. Label name can be anything. But here label name followed with colon we have to use. And for calling we use semicolon. So the control is back to this. Again execute the statement means print the value of n. So n value is decreased. So I'm going to print that it is 3. 3 I'm going to print. Then decrease means it is 2. Then check. Next iteration. 2 greater than 0. Yes. Again execute go to statement. Go to loop. Loop back. Execute this. Print the value of n means it is 2. Decrease it. It becomes 1. 1 greater than 0. Yes. Again go to loop. Loop back. Print the value of n. What is the value of n? It is 1. Then decrease the value of that n. It becomes 0. Now, is 0 greater than 0? 0 greater than 0? No. Condition evaluated as false. Now, this immediate statement, it shouldn't execute. Control will be to this line. The remaining statements it will execute. I'll get a message, end of loop. So that message I'm going to get. The program ends. So when I use this go to loop, after few statements and this loop statement, that is label associated statements, is given at the beginning, then it will go back, repeat the statements. Go back, repeat the statements. So we saw how the statement gets executed repeatedly. So using go to, when it goes backward, the statement gets executed repeatedly. But it is forward loop means the loop may sometimes terminate. So let us see that with this example program. So you have a loop as usual. We say I equal to 0, I less than 10, I plus plus, all these loop statements we know. I equal to 0, I less than 10, condition evaluates as true, get inside, print the value of I. So I value is 0, done. Then I say I equals to 5. Is 0 equals to 5? Is 0 equals to 5? No, condition evaluated as false. Then this immediate statement will not be executed. Control to this loop progress. I gets incremented, it becomes 1. Is 1 equals 1 will be printed first. Then check 1 equals to 5. So in my output, I am going to get 0. I got 1. Check the condition. 1 equal to 5. Again, go to out will not be executed. Loop back. It gets incremented. It becomes 2. Get inside. 2 less than 10. Yes, print the value of 2. So it prints 3. It prints 4. The loop statement, we know how it is going to work. Coming to this point, I have 5 now. Let me check. Is 5 equal to 5? So I value is 5. So it will print the value of I, 5. Let me print that. Come to this point. Is 5 equal to 5? Condition evaluated as true. Then what I'll do, I'll say go to out. Out is the label name that what I've given for this program. Go to out means what the compiler will do, it will terminate the loop. It will simply go to this point where I say a message loop end. So it will go to this point. It is going to break the loop here, but I have to execute up to 10. But go to, when I use inside the loop block, it will go to the label associated statement and it is going to end the loop. So I can use Goto statement to repeat the statements also, to repeat the execution of the statements as well as to terminate the loop. Then execute both the programs and check the output, and please write the output in the comment box so that let me know how well you have understood. That's all for today's video. See you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.